Hello everybody, welcome back to the FM24 European Journeyman Save, and we are here in Turkey starting our full first season as manager. We've overhauled the squad a little bit and actually are sticking with the 4-2-3-1 after everyone and everything that I said in the last episode. Let's go and have a look. Yes, hello everybody, you join us on the club finance page as fellow managers. The finances are looking cracking. £55 million in the bank. Prize money, player sales, all sorts of good stuff has meant that we've put the club into a good financial sitting, as you can see. This season, a profit of £48.7 million. Obviously, the season is only just about to start in the league, but last season we did end with a £12 million profit, even though we ended the season £17 million in debt. So expecting to be quite significantly in debt at the end of this season as well. But most of the profit has come from player sales and not spending that much money on new players in. But the reason we're on the finances page is so that everything can stay hidden. The only thing that I can disclose at this point is we are sticking with the 4-2-3-1. Like I said in the intro, I said we're going to go and buy the best players available and put them into a system that suits them. Turns out I've obviously got a natural ability to find players that fit into a 4-2-3-1, and we're going to see how that goes. We also don't have much pulling power as a club in Turkey, so we've gone with players that we know. Read into that what you will. Let's start with the outs. So on a free transfer, Philippe Kenny, who I think we knew about, I'd moved him down to the reserves and under-19s when he had agreed his free move to Al Batin, but it has now gone through. He has moved to Al Batin and he has one goal in one game for them already, so hopefully he does pretty well out there. He actually got a good chunk of, I think it was like £19,000 to £20,000 a week off our wage bill when he left. So yeah, he has gone. We didn't really use him that much last year anyway. Farewell, Philippe Kenny. Next up, going in transfer fee order, Borda Dag, a young centre-back, has moved on. £250,000. We have sold him to Trabzonspor in Turkey, so he's going to stay in Turkey. But yes, we've brought in a couple of centre-backs last season. His game time as a youngster really didn't happen with us. We sent him out on loan for the second half of the season, where he did okay in the first Liga. But yeah, we bought him for 48k. Galatasaray got 30% profit of the sale, so they made a bit of money off it as well, but it was never going to develop into a centre-back that we would use this season. And you know, we don't really need to think about Miles in the future, so we're not doing that. Next up, Turkish goalkeeper Tar Tepe wanted to leave. 32 years old. He was getting annoyed by not getting first team football, so he has been sold to FC Nantes for 750k, where he's going to be their backup goalkeeper. So he's gone from not being our first choice goalkeeper to not being somebody else's first choice goalkeeper, and because of that, he has moved on. It actually brings an end to his second spell at the club, because Trabzonspor bought him for 425k, then sold him for 4.3 million, then bought him back for 12.25k, and now I've sold him for £600,000. So quite the loss on Taha Tepe, but he wasn't going to play for me. He was a miserable little bastard, so we've moved him on. Next up, for £1.2 million, Richard Samuel, who was a sort of right wing back, right midfielder that we didn't really utilise last year. Looks like he could be decent. Has reached his maximum potential apparently. So for £1.2 million, we cashed in on him. He wasn't going to play for us. Only 8 appearances for us last year. Again, healthy bit of profit. Bought him in from Nigeria, sold him on to Scotland, and he started okay. 6.6 in 2 appearances for Hibs, not too bad at all. But yeah, we say goodbye to Richard Samuel. One that was taken out of our hands, Asaf Yenilmez, who was our very, very highly rated 24-year-old attacking midfielder. Chelsea came in, paid his release fee. I tried to offer him a new contract and he said no, so that was just done and dusted. Now worth up to £23 million. Chelsea have probably got themselves a bit of a bargain there, but again, a healthy profit for what the AI paid Trabzonspor for him. And yeah, he was good for us last season. I think we've gone and got a decent replacement who we'd actually arranged last year, who you already know, which is this guy here, Felix Baker, actually, who's on this list. But yeah, he will be a loss, Asaf Yenilmez, and he's Turkish, which means it hurts our homegrown player ability, but he has moved on to bigger and better things at Chelsea, and Chelsea are a good team in this universe, so hopefully he gets a good bit of game time for them. Next up, the one we spoke about, David Willam has moved on to RB Leipzig. £10.5 million they played for the Canadian injury-prone goalkeeper. He was good, but my word was he injury prone. If you think that should be up at around about, total appearances last year should be up at around about 30 something, 38 maybe, 35 to 38. 23 appearances, 26 goals conceded, a 6.86, but we knew that in Damian Paradiso, we did have a good backup for him anyway. And we've gone and got another goalkeeper anyway, so it's not too bad. David Willian moves on. And finally, probably the most extraordinary transfer is Deniz Gül, the Turkish-Swedish striker who was our top goal scorer last year, who is very, very good and not that old. We've sold for £25 million. The club bought him for £24.5 million. Now, he scored a lot of goals last year, but that £25 million, I think, is going to be pretty crucial for us. He was kicking up a fuss, and he's gone from like 30 grand a week to £97,000 a week. I don't think goals are going to be a problem, though, because we've gone out and bought a new striker. So on to the ins then, and the first one is Felix Baker, who joins on a free transfer from Liverpool. We knew that one was happening. It was a Bosman move, and yes, he's left his home country of England to come to Turkey and join Trabzonspor. I think he's going to be pretty damn good. Flair, technique, first touch is all amazing. Really good on the passing front. Vision's decent. Off the ball, leadership, long shots, dribbling. In that attacking midfield role, he's going to be very, very good. And we're putting quite a lot of faith in him to make sure that he makes this team tick. Now, he could be better, and he's not quite as good as the guy that's moved to Chelsea. But there is potential there. I think on a free transfer from Liverpool, it sort of makes sense. So we knew he was coming in. That is the first in of the summer. Also joining on a free transfer, because I apparently love signing centre-backs in this save, Antonio Luis du Tomas has signed from Real Madrid, no less. On a free transfer worth up to £10.5 million already, only 22 years old. Looks like he's going to be very, very good. 5'11", jumping reach of 12 isn't great, but he is very balanced, naturally fit. He's got some good pace. He's agile. He's got decent strength. Decisions are great. Positioning's good. Tackling's good. Marking's good. Heading is good. An all-round very good player who I think is going to come on and do quite a lot for us. Only on a squad player role as well, so can have the potential to not play every single game, which I think will be good. Allows us to rotate our centre-backs and gives us lots of options at the back, which I'm very happy about. The final free transfer then is Rob McGowan, our new goalkeeper, a Bosman signing or free transfer from Man City, worth up to £18.5 million as well, 23 years old. This is why we weren't too worried about letting David Willian go, because this guy is awesome. Jumping reach isn't the best at 13, but has a very good broad set of attributes for a goalkeeper across the board. Aerial reach, command of area, handling, kicking, reflexes, throwing, all pretty decent. Anticipation, determinations, decisions, positioning, and agility, not too bad either. Does mean we keep Damian Paradiso as our backup goalkeeper. Hopefully he won't get too annoyed about that, but yeah, Rob McGowan is in as a free transfer and a perfectionist. Always great. So the lowest transfer fee actually paid for money, because obviously free is the lowest, but the lowest transfer fee for money is Turkish goalkeeper Alihin Aydin, who has signed from Adana Demirspor for 250k. He was signed, and part of his contract was if we move on David Willian, he would become the first choice goalkeeper. So we lied to him, knowing that David Willian was going to be moving on, and knowing he wasn't going to be our first choice goalkeeper. He does have better jumping reach than Rob McGowan, but as a general all-round goalkeeper, Rob McGowan is the better goalkeeper. So yeah, Ali Aydin will have to do with fighting Paradiso for a backup spot on the bench. I mean, if you haven't figured it out, we've basically signed him so that we can have a homegrown goalkeeper as our third choice keeper for Europe. We've done basically what Man City have done with Scott Carson, other than this guy's 25, not 35. So, yeah, he's not going to get much game time. He's going to be in all the squads, though, because of registration. Next up, we bring in a familiar face, Mikhail Vitasek, the wonder kid holding midfielder. I said this was a position that we were going to look to strengthen in this year, and boy, have we. Mikhail Vitasek joins from Malmo for £9.5 million. He's worth up to £23 million, 20 years of age, 2 caps for the Czech Republic already, and is a very, very solid looking holding midfielder at the age of 20. I mean, technique, passing, tackling, first touch, aggression, anticipation, bravery, decisions, positioning, vision, teamwork, work rate, fitness, balance, acceleration, agility, stamina, strength. It's all there. He's 2-footed. He's going to be really, really good. £9.5 million is what we bought him in for. It makes Malmo a tidy little £5.5 million profit as well. So looking after our old squad back there. He will be making his debut in today's game. But yes, a resolute wonder kid ready to hit the ground running in Turkey. Probably our second most exciting signing after the final signing that we'll look at next. And we needed a goal scorer, so we went to Malmo and gave them £10 million for Svenne Koopman. Yeah, we're lined up again with Koopman. He was a revelation in his first season in Sweden. 13 goals, 7 assists in 23 games, a 7.47. We're hoping he can bring that form to Turkey. £10 million is not to be sniffed at, but this is a guy that can head, he can shoot, he's composed, he can jump, he's got great strength, he's got great teamwork. He's just absolutely incredible. And again, pleased to have joined and to play for cultured left foot. So he knows he's onto a good thing playing for us. It does allow us to go to a 4-4-2 if we need to as well, or the 4-4-2 sort of system, and play two up front. But we have brought in Svenne Koopman, and I'm very excited by it. He's not the quickest with pace and acceleration 11, but generally is such a good striker. And I think for £10 million, it really does make sense. And that leaves us looking like that, because that is all the ins and all the outs. So our starting strongest lineup is probably this. McGowan in goal, Gokai, Mishu and Du Thomas at the back with Sinar at left back, Berkay and Vitasek partnering in midfield, Nuri on the right, Baker in behind Koopman, and Pileri is on the left. Now Pileri is an interesting one. He could not play attacking midfield left before pre-season. We've been giving him lots of games there, and we're going to get him out there to do those sort of diagonal runs in from the left-hand side is what it's going to be, with his really good finishing, his really good acceleration, and his decent off the ball and stuff like that. He should get in amongst quite a few goals from that position. And sod trying to please the board with defensive football. We're going positive. We're taking this system into Turkey to see what we can do. Obviously, we do have an injury with Felix Baker coming back from a tight hamstring for the first game, and Sina Yildiz as well. But we do have good squad depth, good versatility on the bench as well, and players that are young and hungry and want to make an impact, which I think is pretty crucial at this level. Still on the look for a potential left back in the remaining sort of time of the window. There's not too long left. There's just under a month, maybe half a month left. But yeah, we have maxed out our foreign players that we're allowed to register, 11 of 11. So we'll have to have our next player, if we bring one in, will have to have some sort of Turkish descent or be Turkish at left back. But we are also going to look at the youngsters, something I've not done yet either. And we've only got one space left. Even though we've got 26 players available, we obviously don't have 2 domestic goalkeepers. So we do have to keep an eye on that. We've got 7 of the minimum 3 needed, and we have 13 homegrown players from Turkey. So we are still doing a good job of keeping the squad Turkish by nationality, which I think is really good. Quickly diving into the youth team, we have one standout player at the moment, which is Mazar Yumel, who's actually, unfortunately for us, a right back and a centre back, not a left back, so he probably would have been given a chance up there. Other than that, there's no real standout players. There are a couple of people that have got decent ability coming forward. Again, none of them are left backs. Our best ability left back is down here, Kerem. And he's not great, and he doesn't have a great amount of potential ability at left back, which is a bit of a shame. And we don't have a reserve team to dive into either. So we're probably either going to have to retrain an under 19 player to be left back and start playing them there so they get some ability, or just go and buy a Turkish left back, which is easier said than done. We do actually have this guy who I missed out on, which is Nebi Soylu, but again, not amounting to much, nowhere near the first team, and would probably struggle to make an impact. But let me know your thoughts down below on that transfer window. Are you happy with the dealings? Am I being a bit too Ten Hag about it? Am I relying on people that how I know they play, and bringing people in from old clubs? They had to have played for me previously for me to bring them in. Seems to be a little bit of a rule at the moment. When you look at just going through this squad, Paradiso has played for us before, Enarsen's played for us before, Guy Michaud hasn't actually. He was signed from Belgium, I think, signed straight from Belgium. Who else have we got here? We've got Vitasek has played for us before. We've got Almassan, Pileri and Koopman have all played for me before. So quite a number of players. I guess the proof is in the pudding. So let's get to our tactical meeting for the first game of the season. We're going to stay on positive. Felix Baker does have a little bit of a knock, so we will bring in It is probably actually Ilkan that is the best person to start in that role when Baker is off. And we've got a little bit of a fitness issue with Yildiz, so what we're going to do is move Guy Michaud over, and then we will bring in... See, they say Akarson. I'm going to bring in Enarson because I want to get these boys sorted out the back. De Torres is only right-footed, so he can start that side. Michaud will play a bit more inverted. That's not a problem. Vitasek, Burke starting in midfield. We do still have... the guy's name who's just escaped me, Joey Veerman. He is currently injured at the moment, and Ere Doksanoglu, who is a youngster, is also injured as well. I've just realised we do actually have Kadir 7 on the bench, and Kadir 7 is a decent centre-back. I'm wondering if he would be better to start. What's Ursel like? Yeah, he's just young. He's not dreadful. But I think Kadir for Ursel, and then we will start Kadir and D. Thomas at the back, I think. We'll get a Turkish-speaking native in there, I think, is the better idea. Yildiz on the bench, he could potentially come on, but Felix is going to get a rest for the whole game. I've put 2 goalkeepers on the bench, so Paradiso will start as our backup, so Felix can actually go on the bench for that one. So I've sort of made a decision there early on. Paradiso is our starting backup goalkeeper, and we'll go with that. But interested to see lots of obviously new players in the squad. Fans are expecting a win. Don't let them down. We're taking on Ankara Guku, who are lining up in a flat 4-4-2. A very interesting decision from their manager to go 4-4-2. You don't see too much of it anymore, but generally we should be okay against the flat 4-4-2. Here is Igui with a throw-in into Okan. Tulumen is holding on to the ball. Back to Hadza. Hadza goes into Ozugneri. Hadza again into Igui. Igui is in the box and he shoots past the post. The one thing I will say about Turkey is that I'm not against staying here for more than one full season, even if we win the league, which I think will be a tough ask against the likes of Fenerbahce and Galatasaray. I think this could be a country we do stay and try to build a reputation. Just because we open different leagues doesn't mean we have to move there straight away, as Guy Michaud does keep it. Kicks out Nuri! Oh, what a save from Murat Khan in goal. But yeah, I'm intrigued about Turkey. I am intrigued. Nuri with a corner. He's going to swing this one in. Umit actually heads it back to Du Thomas, and there's a shot from Ilkan in for Baker today, but it goes over the bar. And we've started pretty positively. They did have that early shot, but not too much coming from. We are actually the first game in the whole of the league system this season, so it'll be interesting to see how we take that pressure, as here comes Ilkan, who just drifted off to the right-hand side, out to Pileri. Obviously learning and taking up a new position this year, as Ilkan does drive down to the left-hand side. Michaud into Burke. Burke shoots! Good save again from Murat Khan. He's keeping him in it, their goalkeeper, at the moment. There's Nuri with another corner. He's got that short option there again. The man comes out to mark him in. It goes. Koopman goes for the header, and it's there to Ilkan. Pileri scores! The new left winger. We are recreating him as a left winger. He's not quite good enough to be starting on the right wing. We've got plenty of options on the right, not enough on the left. So we are actually training Pileri and Ionescu. Not Ionescu, that's not how you say his name. What is his name? What on earth is his name? I can't remember his name. Almassan. We're also training the Portuguese-Romanian Almassan to play on the left as well. So there'll be a bit of rotation between those two on this side, and then it gives us their ability to play all across the front, sort of wide 3 positions and striker. Right, they just can't play in behind, but that's not a problem. But 1-0 up, a very good start. 7 shots to 1, 4 on target to 0. We are playing very well, and this system has come with us all the way from, I want to say, Nagi Kaniza, the second season in Nagi Kaniza. I think we sort of settled on this shape and these roles, and then the changing of the sort of instructions as we go. But generally, very, very happy with how we are playing. We could go and close down Hadza if he looks to get into the game. Sven Koopman, oh my word, he hits the post from a free kick. Murat Khan was beaten and it hit his post. But yeah, I think with the players we've brought in, I'm excited about this team. As it's just left back. It's just left back because we have to put Guy Michaud out there who's not left-footed. And when we go to the other system where we have inverted fullbacks, that's fine because he's going to be a right back and tuck in a little bit. But when it's this system, it's just a little bit it negates the sort of overlapping, or we actually play underlapping, but it negates the ability to him to go around to the byline and use his left foot. So it is something we just have to be aware of. Now, we could do inverted fullback Mazzala so that the Mazzala moves a little bit wider, or maybe a Carrillo just to cover that space. But at the moment, I don't want to mess with it because we are playing well. We are doing all right. We had a poor end to last season, but yeah, again, dominating the game. 76% possession in the first half is just absolutely ludicrous, and I'm going to tell them I'm happy with how we're dominating that possession. Keep it up for sure. Good game, excellent game, good game. Lots of people playing well. No need to change anything just yet. Everybody is happy and dandy. In terms of club captain, it is still Joey Veerman, even though he's out injured and not on the pitch today. But we do have a new vice captain who unfortunately is also injured today. But yeah, well, that's the only thing we changed with all of the incomings and outgoings in terms of transfers. We just changed our vice captain, which is nothing too worried to be too alarmed about, is it? But 53 minutes gone. We have just eased off a little bit, it seems. Gokai at right back is having a little bit of fitness issues. He is injured. What is it? What's he got? A foot injury. Hopefully it's not a broken foot. But we will bring on Bezard Kepoglu to come on for him. That's not too much of an issue. A bit more of a defensive player, more of a centre-back as well, so not too bad in that situation. Let's bring on Al Massan. Sven Koopman, it's his first game at the club, so we'll go for that. And we are then going to change. I sort of want to do this system, but I feel like... yeah, let's go for it. Let's give it a go. We're 1-0 up. We can afford to be a little bit more defensive in nature, and it just allows both more centre-back-esque fullbacks to tuck in and give some options. It's great to see Vitasek have an amazing game on his debut as well, and Emirhan really enjoying the attacking midfield role in there. This should shut the game down a little bit more, to be honest. We should be tighter, keep the ball well, and not do too much. Hello, Rude. You all right there, mate? He's just sort of bundled his way into my room and wants to see what's going on. But as you can see, it is shutting the game down. They have had another shot, but 0.07 XG. Not too worried about that one. As we come to about 20 minutes to go, Hadza is still on, but not having a big impact on the game. We're keeping both their strikers quiet. I think we are actually doing a really good job. The only thing I'm going to do is just, I don't want them, this Umit character is on an inverted wing back, so I don't want him to come in here and then give them a numerical advantage. Now we've changed to this system, so that should just stop that happening. If we tackle him hard, it means we go and press him aggressively and get that done. Vitasek getting a little bit tired in there. Nuri maybe on the right wing getting a bit tired as well. But yeah, we're really not. Match speed during text only highlights. I was wondering why that was going so slow. Like, it was slower than I'm used to, so there we go. But yeah, still 17 shots to 2, 9 on target to 1, or 18 and 10 now. So we are playing some decent football. All while it's 1-0, it's a little bit nerve-wracking, isn't it? So, and Al Massan hasn't done too much up front just yet. We may just look to get some fresh legs on. We're going to put Al Massan onto the wing. Bukiogo is going to come off for Unair up front. That's not too much of an issue. And then we'll do Berkay Are off for Dede in the defensive midfield role. And let's do... how do we want to do this? D. Thomas is making his debut as well. Let's put Guy Michaud at centre-back. D. Thomas off for Yildiz, who's just got that. He was fine. He wasn't injured, Yildiz. He just had a slight lack of match fitness. So I think the last 10 minutes of the game should do him pretty well for match fitness, as there is Nuri on the right-hand side. Holds it up into Vitasek. Cross in. Oh, he was looking for Ilkan, who does keep it alive. Cross goes back in. Peleri can't get there. Vitasek. Oh, it should have been a goal on his debut. It really should have been for the Czech Republic international. It really should have been a debut goal for the central midfielder. It would have capped off a really good display from him. But with 5 minutes to go, I do think we'll just give them a little shout of praise, right? Let's just give them a little shout. We have closed this game down. Something we did a lot in Hungary as well was switch between these systems and try and close games out properly. And I think we need to be a little bit more on the ball with that this year. With 5 minutes to go until the end of the game, we are in a good position, although they've got a highlight, obviously, as I just talk about how we're good in a good position and shutting the game down. Akachin goes over top. He's actually found Umet really well. Umet's there. Oh my god, he scored. Of course he's bloody scored. because I was talking about closing games out and doing really well. Right, Al Massan up front, Peleri, Emran, Dede, Vitasek, Sinar Kadir Michaud. Oh, that is so irritating. That is so irritating. Ume in behind with a long ball. McGowan, I think, was nutmegged at his near post. Just, yes, make those tactical changes. 3 minutes to go. Can we get a goal that we deserve to win this game? 19 shots to 5, 10 on target to 3. We've absolutely battered them here. And we're going to come away with a 1-1 draw. Maybe that teaches me a lesson. Maybe we don't go defensive unless we're 2-0 up. Maybe we've got to go 2-0 up. I'm going to say, if we look at numbers, so don't worry. Keep with the process. We're going to get a good win in the next game, and we're going to be towards the top end of the table. I would take third in our second season, or our first full season. I think I would take... Look at this. 20 shots to 5, 2.28 XG to 0.4, 74% possession to 26. We've absolutely battered them in that game. Absolutely battered them. Unbelievable. Ilkan did well in attacking midfield though, which is good to see. He is more of a more advanced player than a defensive player, so that's not too bad. But that is the start of our full season as Trabzonspor manager. We will come back. Yeah, Fenerbahce and Galatasaray are all a bit too close together, aren't they? Let's come back for Besiktas. It'll be a repeat of the first game, although that is all the way to December. Maybe that is a bit too far. Let's come back for Galatasaray. They beat us in the league. We'll go and beat them in the... They beat us in the cup. We'll beat them in the league. We'll come back in the end of October to take on Galatasaray in our next game. If you're enjoying the series, please do leave a like. Go and check out the second channel, which is the link is in the description, or you can click on the end screen, which is coming up very, very shortly, to take you there and go and check out what's happening over there. But thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.